our English class after a short break. Welcome back to Plus 2 CBSE English class. Are you all ready to listen to the new lesson? If you are ready, let's get started. My dears, before we begin our lesson, let's watch a video. Are you all ready to watch the video? Okay, we'll come back after watching it. My dear children, we get to know the greatness of doctors through this video, right? Doctors, they sacrifice their sleep, their family time, proud moments in their life. They withhold their emotions. Yes? Okay, doctors are the heroes of our lives who save us from the misery of pain. Being a doctor is a noble job, and their professional expertise and personal touch are really priceless. My dear children, I would begin this class by taking a moment to honor our doctors, nurses, health workers and volunteers who are in the front line fighting against this great pandemic COVID-19. Let's salute them. My dears, you may be thinking that why I am talking about doctors, right? Our next chapter is about a doctor and his service. Let's move on to the next chapter. Chapter 4, The Enemy, written by Pearl S. Buck. My dears, all these days we were discussing the lessons from Flamingo, but today we're gonna discuss the lesson from Vistas. The fourth lesson, The Enemy, written by Pearl S. Buck. About the author, Pearl Student Striker Buck, shortly known as Pearl S. Buck, is an American writer and novelist. She spent most of her life before 1934 in China. Her famous novel, The Good Earth, was the best-selling fiction book. Let's discuss the background of the story. It is the time of the World War. America and Japan became thick enemies during the war. We people know the history, okay? During the World War, America and Japan became thick enemies. So, those days, an American prisoner was washed ashore at the doorsteps of a Japanese doctor. This American prisoner was in a dying state, severely injured, and he was washed ashore at the doorsteps of a Japanese doctor. Should he save him as a doctor or hand him over to the army as a patriot? This is the lesson. Let's begin the lesson. Lesson 4, The Enemy, written by Pearl S. Buck. Dr. Sadao Hoki's house was built on a spot of the Japanese coast where as a little boy he had often played. The low square stone house was set upon rocks well above a narrow beach that was outlined with bent pines. As a boy, Sadao had climbed the pines, supporting himself on his bare feet, as he had seen men do in the South Seas when they climbed for coconuts. His father had taken him often to the islands of those seas, and never he had failed to say to the little brave boy at his side, "Those islands yonder, they are the stepping stones to the future for Japan." "Where shall we step from them?" Sadao had asked seriously. "Who knows?" His father had answered. "Who can limit our future? It depends on what we make it." Sadao had taken this into his mind as he did everything his father said, his father who never joked or played with him, but who spent infinite pains upon him, who was his only son. Sadao knew that his education was his father's chief concern. For this reason, he had been sent at 22 to America to learn all that could be learned of surgery and medicine. He had come back at 30, and before his father died, he had seen Sadao become famous not only as a surgeon but as a scientist. Because he was perfecting a discovery which would render wounds entirely clean, he had not been sent abroad with the troops. Also, he knew there was some slight danger that the old general might need an operation for a condition for which he was now being treated medically, and for this possibility, Sadao was being kept in Japan. My dear children, here begins our story. The central character of the story is Dr. Sadao Hoki. He is a Japanese doctor. His house was built near the seashore, and we people know that it is not that much easier to build a house near the seashore. So, they put square rocks and made a platform. On the top of the platform, they constructed their house. Okay. So, many square rocks kept together and made a platform. On the top of the platform only, they built the house. And also, they just gave a fence with pine trees. Means an outline also was given to their house with pine trees. You people know the speciality of pines. What is it? Yes, it doesn't have branches. So, as a boy, Sadao used to climb the pine trees. He got the practice from South Islands. His father used to take him when he was young. Father used to take him to the South Islands. There people used to climb coconut trees to fetch coconuts. So, Sadao had been seeing this and he got that practice. And as a young boy, when he was at home, he used to climb these pine trees. Because we people know that almost similar with coconut tree as well as the pine trees. So, he used to climb pine trees. And father used to every time used to take him somewhere, okay, because father's intention was that he just wanted to give some experience to his child. So one day father just pointed to the islands, okay, far distance, and said, when Sadao was young, father just pointed at a far distance and said that that are the steps to make your future. Like simply he just pointed the far distance and said that those are the steps for your future. Okay, future Japan, or future, your future, like that the father said. So he was a young boy. He did not understand what father is pointing out and saying about the future and all. He doesn't understand. Okay, so he asked that from where we have to climb to make our future. He asked this question seriously. Okay, so father said that who knows? Who knows your future? Who can limit your future? It will be how you make your future. Means that it's in your hand only how you make your future, and that will be your future. That was the father's reply. My dear children, we people all know that nobody can limit our future. It will be like how we decide it, right? That only father gave the advice to his son. And you know, father's chief concern, Sadao's father's chief concern was Sadao's education only. Father always thinks about Sadao's education. And Sadao's father was a strict person. He never talks too much or jokes with his son. And here people know that some parents are like that, okay, they are not that much friendly with their children. At the same time, they keep all their love, affection, everything inside, okay, they will not show. The same way, Sadao's father also was like that. He kept all the affection inside and rarely used to talk with Sadao and jokes with him. At the same time, father's chief concern was Sadao's education, okay, and he gave that much importance to Sadao's education. That's why at the age of 22, Sadao was sent to America to learn medicine, okay. And Sadao went to America. I told you he is from Japan. He belongs to Japan, and father sent him at the age of 22 to America to learn medicine. Sadao went at the age of 22 to America, okay, and he just studied very hard. And at the age of 30, he came back from America to Japan, and that time he was a surgeon, okay. He became successfully, he completed his medicine, okay. So before father's death, father had seen Sadao as a great surgeon as well as a scientist, okay. Not only a surgeon, he became a scientist. Scientist in the sense that he was just very good at render the wounds, okay, the deep wounds. He is able to operate and clean the wounds or cure the wounds entirely. That was his research, okay. Means that he became a skillful doctor. He took the research on curing the deep wounds, okay. That's why he became a surgeon as well as a scientist, okay. Before father's death, father could see Sadao as a great surgeon as well as a scientist, okay. At the age of 30, Sadao came back to Japan, okay. And you know, those days the war was in the peak, okay. I told you the World War was in the peak, and Japanese doctors used to send to the army camp for serving soldiers. So normally Sadao also wanted to go to the army camp for serving soldiers, but Sadao did not go to the army camp, or Sadao was not sent to the army camp. Why, you know? Because a general was badly injured and kept in Japan, okay. Just listen carefully. Japanese general. General means a high rank official from army. He was badly injured and kept in Japan, okay. So that general needed a skillful surgeon for his treatment. For that purpose, Sadao was not sent to the army camp. Instead, he just stayed in Japan, his own place, his own house itself, okay. Clouds were rising from the ocean now. The unexpected warmth of the past few days had at night drawn heavy fog from the cold waves. Sadao watched mist hide outlines of a little island near the shore and then come creeping up the beach below the house. Wrapping around the pines, in a few minutes fog would be wrapped about the house too. Then he would go into the room where Hana, his wife, would be waiting for him with the 2 children. But at this moment, the door opened and she looked out. A dark blue woolen hairoi over her kimono. She came, stood, smiled and said nothing. He had met Hana in America, but he had waited to fall in love with her until he was sure she was Japanese. His father would never have received her unless she had been pure in her race. He wondered often whom he would have married if he had not met Hana, and by what luck he had found her in the most casual way, by chance literally, at an American professor's house. The professor and his wife had been kind people anxious to do something for their few foreign students, and the students, though bored, had accepted this kindness. Sadao had often told Hana how nearly he had not gone to Professor Harley's house that night. The rooms were so small, the food so bad, the professor's wife so voluble, but he had gone and there he had found Hana, a new student, and had felt he would love her if it were at all possible. So children, in the first paragraph we discussed about his childhood, okay, and when we reached the second paragraph, he came back to Japan at the age of 30 and became a doctor there, okay. He just wanted to serve the general there in Japan, okay. That is the present situation. Now just we are moving through the present situation, clear. So during this wartime only this incident happened. Now just listen carefully. One day Dr. he was just standing outside his house. I told you house was being built near the seashore. So he just was standing outside the house and enjoying the weather. Okay, so everywhere he could see the fog. You people know that it just hide our visibility. So he was just watching the sea and enjoying the climate. Okay, every time the fog comes and just block his views, and then also he just enjoyed it. And he was standing outside and enjoying the weather, and that moment he just thought that he wanted to go inside and meet his wife Hannah, because he just came just after his duty, and then he was standing outside and just enjoying the weather, and now he wanted to go inside and meet his wife Hannah, because she was waiting for a long time with 2 children, okay, for Dr. Sarawo's arrival. So Sadavo, for some time he just spent time there. After that, what he thought, he just wanted to go inside and meet his wife Hannah. Like that was, he was thinking, that moment the door opened and a lady came out, okay, that was Hannah. So Hannah just wore a kimono. Kimono is a Japanese dress, a loose fitting frock, okay. She just wore blue kimono and he just came out of the house. And she just came near to Sadavo and put her arms on her shoulder and just looked at him. She did not speak anything, okay. And just both of them looked each other. And that time, doctor again started thinking his flashback, okay, how he met Hannah and how they just got married. That he just started thinking. Now listen carefully, they both were just looking face to face. That time again doctor went back to the past, okay. So doctor thought that when doctor started thinking the past, okay. Doctor went to America for doing medicine. That time he was just searching for a hostel, okay. Hostel facility means you people know that abroad, if you go for further studies, we must stay as paying guest, okay, in somewhere, okay. So doctor also got the same PG facility or paying guest facility at a professor's house, Professor Harley's house. The house was so small and the rooms were not that much hygienic, and food also was very bad and all. Then also no other option, doctor went to get the room there, okay. So that day when doctor went there, that time he met a new student there, that was Hannah. But you people know that love at first sight. When he met Hannah, that moment itself he fell in love, okay. But he did not express it. Why? Because he knows that he must know that Hannah belongs to Japan, okay. Means that he wanted to love the same race, okay. Why? Because father will not allow him to marry any other, the people belongs to any other country, okay. So he just waited for some days. Why? Because he wanted to know that whether Hannah belongs to Japan or any other country. At the same time, love at first sight, you people know that happened already. He just had fell in love with her, but he waited for some time. Then finally he came to know that Hannah belongs to Japan, and that love started there, and now they got married. The situation and all you will come to know, okay. So now listen carefully, they were just looking each other. That time only the doctor went to his past and thinking this all, okay. Now he felt her hands on his arm and was aware of the pleasure it gave him. Even though they had been married years enough to have the 2 children, for they had not married heedlessly in America, they had finished their work at school and had come home to Japan. And when his father had seen her, the marriage had been arranged in the old Japanese way, although Sadavo and Hannah had talked everything over beforehand. They were perfectly happy. She laid her cheek against his arm. So doctor was thinking about his past. That time Hannah just hold his arms, okay, and that touch, it gave him a different pleasure, okay. Why? Because after marriage also they just love each other. The bond was really amazing, okay. And doctor just again went to his past. He just wanted to tell us how they got married, okay. So doctor again went to his past and he just thinks about it. He saw Hannah there at Professor Harley's house, okay. So he came to know that she belongs to Japan and started loving her, okay. But only just they came to know each other that they love each other. Okay, that much only. They just continued their studies. Both of them, they know their goal. Okay, so they just worked for it. We people know that the present generation, if something happened, if you just fall in any relation and all, your studies will be collapsed, right? But our hero, Dr. Sadao, was not like that. He was really ambitious. What he did, he just completed his studies, okay? This relation was not affected him, okay? So he just completed his studies. After that, he came back to Japan and informed his father. Father went and met Hana, and he also was really pleased with the girl, okay? And father arranged the marriage in an old Japanese way. Then Dr. Sadao and Hana got married. And now they have 2 children, and their life is really very well. Okay, it's going smoothly. They still love each other. It was at this moment that both of them saw something black come out of the mist. It was a man. He was flung up out of the ocean. Flung, it seemed, to his feet by a breaker. He staggered a few steps, his body outlined against the mist, his arms above his head. Then the cold mist hit him again. "Who's that?" Hana cried. She drew Sadao's arm and they both leaned over the railing of the veranda. Now they saw him again. The man was on his hands and knees crawling. Then they saw him fall on his face and lie there. "A fisherman perhaps," Sadao said, washed from his boat. He ran quickly down the steps and behind him Hana came. Her white sleeves flying. A mile or 2 away on either side they were fishing villages, but there was only the bare and lonely coast, dangerous with rocks. The surf beyond the beach was spiked with rocks. Somehow the man had managed to come through them. He must be badly torn. So Sadao was thinking about his past, okay? Now, children, you must know that where they both are standing outside the house and enjoying the weather, that time only Sadao thinks about his past, okay? At this moment, an incident happened, okay? What is it? Listen. Both were just standing there. Suddenly, they just saw that. I told you, just opposite of their house, it's sea only, okay? So, from the sea, a black thing was coming out of the sea. They just saw that, okay? Listen carefully. Both of them saw that a black thing was coming out of the sea. And I told you, everywhere it's fog, okay? Once only they saw that a black thing was coming out of the sea, and immediately the fog just hit the vision, okay? And they were not able to see what is it and all. But after some time again, fog cleared the vision, okay? They just saw that something was just coming out of the sea, okay? It was just crawling or walking. They were not able to understand. And then Hana just cried, okay? She just shouted that, what is it like, okay? And both of them just got down. I told you the house was built on the platform, so they just came down and then started moving towards that thing. And Sadao just said that it's a man, okay? They came to know that a man, okay, means that the man was coming out of the sea, okay, like that. So again the fog just covered the vision. They just were not able to see. But both of them just moved forward. That time this man was just actually coming, okay, out of the sea, but he was not able to walk properly. So by using his arms, okay, and then the knees, he was just crawling like a baby and coming, okay. And for a moment he just gathered all the strength and tried to stand, okay, stand up straight, okay. And for a moment, this man who was coming out of the sea, he just tried to stand up, okay. And he just stood up only for seconds, okay. And again, he just fell down to the sand, okay. This time, Hana and Sadao reached near the man. And Sadao said that must be fisherman, okay. Means that nearby their house, 2 miles away from their house, a fisherman village is there. Okay, those people used to go for fishing. Might be this man from that fishing boat just fell into the sea and then he came here. Like that way, Sadao thought. So he said this to Hana. Might be he just fell down from the boat and washed ashore. Okay, like that way he felt. So he just discussed this with Hannah. Okay, and Sadao said one more thing. Okay, if it is so, he just fell from the boat and he came through this shore, means that sure what would happen, this shore is very dangerous because spikes, rocks are there. Spike means you people know that, your hair still that spike. What is it? Okay, it's like needle. So spike rocks means that needle like rocks are there everywhere in the seashore. Okay, so a person washed ashore through this shore means that sure they would be badly injured. So this man came through this shore, so he must be badly torn or badly injured, like that. Who said? Sadao said. They saw when they came toward him that indeed it was so. The sand on one side of him had already a stain of red soaking through. "He is wounded," Sadao exclaimed. He made haste to the man who lay motionless, his face in the sand, an old cap stuck to his head, soaked with seawater. He was in wet rags of garments. Sadao stopped, Hannah at his side, and turned the man's head. They saw the face. "A white man," Hannah whispered. Yes, it was a white man. The wet cap fell away, and there was his wet yellow hair, long, as though for many weeks it had not been cut. And upon his young and tortured face was a rough yellow bag. He was unconscious and knew nothing that they did for him. Now Dr. Sadao and Hannah went near to that man. He was just lying down on the sand. Okay. When they reached near him, they saw that this man was already soaked with blood stains. Okay, everywhere they could see the red stain, means that blood everywhere. So Dr. Sadao and Hannah realized that this man is badly injured. Okay, they lifted the man to see his face. When they lifted, they saw that and they just shouted, "A white man," means that the injured person belongs to America. And I told you in the beginning, war was going on and America and Japan became enemies. Okay, so now Dr. Sadao belongs to Japan and he got a badly injured person. That man belongs to America. Okay, so that's why they just shouted, "A white man," like, okay. And they just lifted the hat. They could see the yellow hair. You people know that Americans' appearance. Okay, the yellow hair, also the golden hair, also they could see. So clearly now Hannah and Dr. Sadao came to know that the injured person belongs to America and he is their enemy. Okay. Now Sadao remembered the wound and with his expert fingers he began to search for it. Blood flowed freshly at his touch. On the right side of his lower back, Sadao saw that a gun wound had been reopened. The flesh was blackened with powder. Sometime not many days ago, the man had been shot and had not been tented. It was bad chance that the rock had stuck the wound. "Oh, how he is bleeding," Hannah whispered again in a solemn voice. The mist screened them now completely, and at this time of day no one came by. The fishermen had gone home, and even the chance beachcombers would have considered the day at an end. They lifted the hat and they saw the yellow hair. Okay, and he had not been cut his hair for long time. Okay, because long hair was there, and even did not shave his face. That yellow hair was there on his face also. And this man, the injured man, was very young, and Sadao and his wife saw the tortured face. Okay, means some injuries or something. The face was really felt like tortured. Okay, they just saw these all things clear. And immediately Sadao remembered the wounds. Okay, what would happen to him? He must know that because he's a doctor. Okay, so with his expert fingers, he just started searching for the wound. Okay, where it is and all, they don't know. So he just started with his expert fingers, started searching for the wound. And immediately on the right side of the lower back, his fingers stopped. Why? Because he saw the gun wound there. Okay, means that this man, the white man, got shot. Okay, that means somebody shot him and he got a deep wound on the right side of the lower back. and also he just escaped from that shore and came through this sea. And I told you in the beginning, what is it? The spike rocks also just went deep inside through that gun wound, and now the wound is really serious and very deep. That who understood? Dr. Sadao. Listen carefully. When the man got the shot, he escaped from there and he came through the sea. While coming through the sea, the sharp rocks also went deep inside through that gun wound, and now the wound became very serious, very deep. That who understood? Doctor understood. That time, this white man became unconscious. He did not know what these people are doing and all, okay, because he became unconscious. Now, Sadao came to know that the man is badly injured, okay, and still they just wanted to get someone's help. Okay, why? Because he is an American person and also they are enemy. They cannot, as a doctor also, he cannot save him or he cannot give treatment. Okay, that he knows, because the white man, okay, he is their enemy. That's why. So Sadao just looked everywhere for help. Sometimes the village people, fishermen used to come through that way. So he just searched for the fisherman, but they were not there because it's evening time. And even he just searched for the beach combers, means that the police patrolling would be there in the beach, okay. So he just searched for the beach combers or the police. Okay, they were also not there. Why? Because even the beach combers also thought that the day is going to get an end. Okay, why? Because it's evening time. Okay, everything is safe, like that way they felt, and even they also went. Nobody was there to help Sadao or Hannah. Now, this Sadao and Hannah became confused, okay, what to do with this enemy. Okay, they did not know that. What shall we do with this man? Sadao muttered, but his trained hands seemed of their own will to be doing what they could do starts the fearful bleeding. He packed the wound with the sea moss that strewed the beach. The man moaned with pain in his stupor, but he did not awaken. The best thing that we could do would be to put him back in the sea, Sadao said, answering himself. Now that the bleeding was stopped for the moment, he stood up and dusted the sand from his hands. Yes, undoubtedly that would be best, Hannah said steadily. But she continued to stare down at the motionless man. If we sheltered a white man in our house, we should be arrested, and if we turned him over as a prisoner, he would certainly die, Sadao said. The kindest thing would be to put him back into the sea, Hannah said. But neither of them moved. They were staring with a curious repulsion upon the inert figure. What is he? Hannah whispered. So Hannah and Sadao became confused, okay, what to do with this man, they don't know, okay. So Sadao said that, what shall we do with this man? He asked this question to his wife. Both were confused, okay. And only the thing as a doctor he could do now is that he must stop bleeding, okay. For that, what he did, he took the sea moss. Moss, you know that, people, you know that what is moss, okay. So sea plant, he just took some of the moss from sea and just covered the wound with that moss, okay. For the time being, he was able to stop bleeding. Clear? And Sadao now, as an expert doctor, what he did, he stopped that bleeding, okay. And now still they both have the doubt that they could not give any treatment or they could not help this man because he's a white man and he's their enemy, okay. So Sadao just asked that we cannot carry him inside the house or we cannot even hand over him to the police also. If we carry this man into our house, Sadao and Hannah will be arrested for keeping an enemy in their house. At the same time, if they hand over this white man to the police, definitely he will die because they will just kill him. If Japanese police would get an American prisoner, sure they will kill him. So two things in front of them. Okay, what is it? One is if either they carry him to the home, these two people will be arrested for keeping an enemy in their house. At the same time, if they hand over him as a prisoner to the police, police would kill the white man. Okay. So both of them immediately, Dr. Sadao said that it's one thing we could do is that we can put this man again back to the sea. Okay, we cannot carry him to our home. Even if we hand over him to the police, also he would die. So it's better what we can do. We can just keep this man back to the sea. Means we can put this man back to the sea. Where he comes from, he must go there only. So we can put him back to the sea like that. Sadavo suggested. Okay. And even Hannah also said that, yes, that's good. We could just put him back to the sea. Both were just suggesting like that, but even both, they were not able to move an inch to take this man and put him back to the sea. Okay. So they were just thinking that what to do and all. Actually, they just wanted to put him back to the sea. Okay. But the humanitarian consideration is there in their mind. So they were not able to move and keep him back to the sea. Okay. That time, Hannah was just looking at that body, inert figure, means looking at that white man. Okay. Immediately, she noticed one thing. Okay. Who is he? She just shouted. They just observed a special thing about that man. What was it? Actually, who is he? You want to know that? Do you want to know that? Yes. Wait for some time. This is for the day. We'll conclude the first part. I'll meet you soon with the second part of our lesson, the enemy. Okay. Be safe until we meet again. Thank you for being with me.